And good evening, y'all, and welcome to another live stream. This is the Tuesday Night Live. Those that are wondering, watching replay, thank you. Um, my co-host that I'm supposed to have up here is not feeling well tonight, so I got Mike and Kelly as my co-host. So it's gonna be good. We're gonna learn something good. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Meow, says Mystery Snail Guardian.
That's right, for Fat Kitty, who is asleep on the couch.
Oh, that's a good kitty.
He's tired. Maybe he'll come over, though. You never know. But he's very tired. He had a big day. He did nothing.
So how's your day, Mike?
Man, just starting over here. It's good. Drinking some coffee.
Yeah. That's right, because
Any Rice Krispies?
No. We had trail mix for breakfast.
Okay.
Trail mix and shorts.
So do you go to work tonight?
No. I have decided that I'm going to stay on the night schedule.
Okay.
So I work Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights, and then I have 4 days off during the week. So hopefully I can, I don't know, get a video out one day.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna start a show tomorrow night after McStreamy. So you'll be tucked in bed. You'll have to catch the replay, Kelly.
Yeah, I work pretty standard hours, and I'm on the East Coast, so I try to go to bed I try to be asleep by 12:30, so it doesn't always work, but yeah, I try to be asleep by 12:30, and then I'm up at like 8, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I get up at around like 5 or 6 in the evening, and I go to bed around 9 a.m.
Yeah. You're just on a different schedule.
Yeah, but I get to hang out with like all the Australian folks.
You do, and we have some of our Aussies here.
And then there's some late nighters stateside, you know what I mean? And
it's true. Like it's true. Our people on the on the West Coast.
Right.
And June's a night owl. June's here.
Yeah.
June, and then Eakins.
Yeah. That's
right. Eakins was streaming this morning at like 9 a.m. my time. I'm like, why are you awake?
You're just like, yeah, man, sometimes.
Okay, let's go ahead down to the list and welcome everyone here. This is going to be good. We got Sam, Wei, he's early. Welcome. We got Craig.
Oscars, I will join you. I didn't realize that you were planning on going. I thought there was an hour between McStreamy and yours. That's what I was gonna do. But if you're starting earlier than that, then I'll show up on yours. That's easy.
Perfect. Nice. Hanging out with June.
Heck yeah, man. Awesome. She's awesome.
She's the best.
Crown Tail. Silver Creek. Wow, everybody's here. They're all here for Kelly.
We got a good crowd. Jenna.
Go down to the list quick. Nano Guy.
Yay. Hello.
George Aubrey 3.
George.
Geek Boy.
Hello.
Red Laser's up.
I don't know you, RH.
Red Laser does.
Nice to meet you.
Kuro.
Hello.
Annette.
Here for Fat Kitty,
Michelle.
not for me. Hi, Linda.
And Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. I don't know you. Nice to meet you.
Ooh, Steven, get after that algae. Good luck, bro.
Nancy B. Welcome.
Hi, Nancy. Nancy's my pond friend.
Oh, yeah?
Awesome.
Nancy's one of my pond friends.
Pond buddies are good buddies.
She's my pond buddy.
Only Oscars, June.
Hi, June. June is my kitty friend because June has a million kitties too.
Oh yeah, that is true. She does. She does have a few.
Red Laser.
Hello.
Jimmy P. Yo, what?
Hello, Jimmy P.
Jimmy P, welcome.
Myrtle. I think this is the first time he's been on here. Welcome, bro. Good to see you.
Myrtle is here to tell me to get more ponds.
Right.
That's not a bad thing.
Right.
Stephen P.
Hello.
You know, Eddie was already a member, but I became a member of the Austin Pond Society. So I'm actually involved in 2 different like groups here in the Austin area.
Yeah.
Nice.
Melissa.
That is so cool.
Yeah, man, like they put a speaker up every month and it like meets over at this beautiful like Zilker Garden Center, man. Like it's great, man. Like it's yeah. I feel really happy to be a member of it. It's really nice.
That's really cool. I would love to be in a pond club.
Hey, come visit.
That's true. You know what? I need to come visit there in like early March when I'm very depressed and tired of winter.
There you go.
That's what
man.
I need.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
I have been to Austin before, and I love Austin. It's a beautiful town.
Yeah, we'll take you on a taco tour, man.
I love tacos.
So do we.
Perfect.
That's right. Nancy B says, I have a multi-pond addiction. That is true. Hello, Vinoski.
Vinoski, wow. I'm trying to get everybody. I think I got everybody. And for those that got questions, put it in the chat now. Vibes Aquatics in front of it, and we'll try to answer that. There's too many people here to go back and read all the comments. I appreciate everyone being here. And for those that read the topic, it is about summer ponds.
That's right.
And
so
hey,
Nancy says it's 2 lily pads right now. So I sent her a water lily. So that's good news. I love that. I've sent a lot of people water lilies over the years. The first person in the fish fam I sent one to is Rico. And
awesome.
And now he's divided it. I think he's going to bring a couple of them to the clash. So
oh, that's awesome.
Ooh.
Yeah, so he's going to give some of them away. So
nice.
You know, just spreading the love. I like that.
Yeah, I think that is something that we need to do with plants. I think that people are already doing that. Sounds like you're already doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was at Aquashella and I heard a talk about like the Reaper's Code and people like fragging different pieces of coral, and he goes, it won't even be a beautiful piece of coral, and people will be like, why do you have that in your tank? It's just like, because I like it, you know what I mean? It's just like and I got that from this guy when, you know what I mean? And like it's a living organism that is a symbol of a friendship, you know what I mean? I was like, that's cool.
Yeah, no, it is cool. And I've really spread around a lot of water lilies. And the thing I love about the hardy water lilies is everybody in the United States has the climate to grow them. So even if you're in northern Minnesota, if you're in southern Florida, you could still grow them. They're so easy. So I've really spread them around. I can't ship them outside the United States for legal reasons. But
right.
Yeah. Oh, you're hard to hear. You're a little. It is true. You are a little hard to hear. I just turned up my laptop. So
okay. I tell you what. I will grab my my earbuds in a moment, and then that should solve it.
Nice.
Yellowstone.
Hello, welcome. There, June says to just turn your ears up. That's right. Turn your ears up.
Yeah, June wanting to come to visit was our first was when we came up with the taco tour. Nobody has visited yet and taken the taco tour, but it started with June because June was saying that she wants to come visit, and of course Vibes and I were ecstatic about this and told her to like yes, like plan it out and we'll make it work.
Nice. I love Austin. I've been there a couple times. It's a really great city. And Huawei says the way Kelly says Minnesota makes me think she's from Minnesota. I'm from Northern Iowa, and I do have a bit of that accent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
People in Indiana think I have an accent, which, okay. I know that Jake and I have slightly different accents, so he's from Indiana.
There's a question. Is the Victoria lily considered a hardy lily?
It is not. Only if you live in the tropics, geek boy. So
Yeah.
that's a plant you're gonna have to Google. It's a really cool one. It's a bucket list plant of mine, and it's got like 10-foot wide pads and flowers like this big around.
Okay, I need something bigger than what I've got.
Yeah, it's a badass plant. It's the one that people can like put a baby on and it'll float. So yeah, this
Nice!
is that's
Hey, hold on.
Nymphaea, which is an
Hold on, Mike.
ordinary hardy water lily.
Wow.
Nice.
I like it.
There's another bud underneath the water.
Yay! I don't have any flowers yet because, like, it's colder up here. So, but I do have buds in mine. So maybe in the next couple weeks, I'll start getting some flowers.
And before we go any further, as one person I need to shout out, she's the one that brought Kelly up here.
Oh, I'm
Jesse
right here.
with Core Adorable.
Oh, yeah. I sent her water lilies because
Awesome.
she's
Oh,
setting
Gigi,
up
that's
all
great.
these ponds, and I'm like, well, we gotta get our water lilies. So hopefully she's having success with those. She's got a perfect climate, so it should be fine. Yeah.
A reminder to pray for Nirvana that she can get healed.
Okay. So I don't know Nirvana. What is her first name? What does she go by?
Serena.
Serena. Yeah, I don't know her yet, but she's not feeling well.
Yeah,
Right.
she's not feeling well. She's really nice though. I watched
Oh,
the other live stream,
she's cute as can be.
and she was at Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's from the Dallas area, so she was like really like in her element and stuff like that. I don't even know whether I talked to her at the event. Aquashellos are so big and stuff like that like you don't meet everybody that you want to meet.
Right. So Tommy asked me, Kelly, in dealing with algae growth in ponds, shade cloth that bish or call it good, or is there a better way? So the best way is to get as much coverage as you can on your pond with floating plants or lily pads. I like lily pads because I love water lilies. You just need to get your floating population up. I would also do a big water change. Water changes always help. If you have dirt in your pots, which I do too, make sure there's a very good gravel cap over those so that's not leaking into the water, and that'll help. But really, you just got to outcompete it with floating plants, and it'll get there, but you need to get your population up. So, oh, hello. I hope you feel better soon, and maybe we'll stream again sometime.
Yeah. I definitely have to get you back up there. Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at that fish.
These are my 3 goldfish. I've got 2 commons and 2 commons, and I have 1 comet, and then I have a common pleco in the back there. And these guys are living their lives. Every time I think about that, every time I think about that bluegill substrate and how much that nutrients it has absorbed and how good it would be for plants.
Yeah.
And about moving these guys, I would miss their little mouths and them watching me while I watch TV.
You know
what I mean?
I have goldfish in my pond, and they are 7 years old. And they have been through some pretty harsh winters, and they've been fine. So my 4 goldfish.
Yeah, my goldfish might end up in a pond eventually. I mean, I know that comet pleco is going to have to go in a pond eventually.
Yeah. I mean, they really do love being in a pond, and mine are so happy, and they do well with cold for me, which is an issue. But there is talk that someday one of Annette has a goldfish, and it might come to live in my pond too. So
nice.
Right, but I don't know. Her kids might not want that to happen. So they might have to keep the goldfish. We'll see.
Hey,
Right,
Cat.
and I'm part of the Austin Pond Society,
I
and
love that.
I met the speaker for this past month, and he said that he's always looking for goldfish for his pond because the predators are good at getting at his fish, so he's constantly having to like re-up the population. So
Right.
my fish would be in danger, but I
Right.
mean,
Well, especially if you have an in-ground pond. So my ponds are raised, and I mean, you would think they would be in danger, but I feed all the neighborhood cats, and thus I feed all the neighborhood raccoons too.
Right.
Ooh.
So these raccoons don't touch my ponds because they're fat and lazy on cat food. So
Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, well, I mean, like, just like in a tank, it's just like, yeah, man, like the baby fish are in danger, but if the
Right.
tank is really well fed,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, you can take care of
Yeah,
that.
these raccoons are well fed.
You can take care of a overfed tank and keep the
Yeah.
babies, and you can take care of the overfeeding by doing weekly water changes.
Right.
Possibly going a little bit deeper. That's how I've had success thus far, because I know that I'm overfeeding everything, and it's just because I love my fish.
I know. I love my fish too. And I have some brand new fish because I got some rainbows from Foxanne, and they're very special and they're doing very well. They're still babies.
Okay. Rainbows as in the rainbow fish?
Yeah, rainbow fish. Yeah, I specialize in rainbows.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
with it.
rainbow obsessed. That's really all I keep indoors. I mean, outdoors.
Well, you want to know what? There are plenty of different rainbows out there.
That's right.
To,
Yeah,
like,
and I would like them all.
Right.
I would like them
exactly.
all someday.
Yeah, rainbows is one of those ones where you can just specialize in rainbows, and you'll fill up as many tanks as you want with different kinds.
Yeah, and I love them. They're my favorite. They've always been my favorite. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So your catahoulas make sure that there's no raccoons. I mean, that would be effective, but I have a very elderly schnauzer. She is very old. She's not going hunting against anything. So
yeah,
I just
thought about that.
Rainbows are dumb, but they're so pretty. They're so dumb. Tell your immune system we're having a chat. Oh. So I brought a video of I did a lot of work this weekend. This was Pond Stravaganza 2023 for me. So we can't really do a whole lot of gardening before Mother's Day in my climate. I did get my water lilies divided before then, but I mean, the water was really cold in April. I didn't really want to stick my hands in there. So, this was my big push. Oh, look at that. What variety is that?
I don't know. These are some rescues.
Okay, they look great. Nice.
Now, I need to get a
Vibes. Are those the ones that didn't look great when you got them? The ones that were all covered in blackbeard algae?
Oh no.
And what? No? Okay. Can you tell me about those and the progress update on that, and like what you did and like what the result was?
The ones of blackbeard algae, I lost them all.
Okay.
That hurt.
All right.
It was not a success.
It's the worst algae.
Right, but yeah, Vibes was gonna keep them separate and like bucket them and then like see what happens. You know what I mean? Yep. And like we knew that could be a result. So that is unfortunate, but you didn't just like mix them in with everything else and then like continue that problem on to your other plants. So you did good there.
Right.
Nice. You have a little tub. That's good. Nice. So do you use circulation in your tubs, or do you just have
No, most of my tubs are just
Yeah.
water, fish, plants.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Very
like
simple.
circulation in mine, but I don't have as many. I only have
Well,
5. My
now
yard is really tiny.
in my pond, I have circulation though.
That's
In the
good.
big pond.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because fountains are fun.
Right. And you can use those drums, the blue drums, and cut
Right.
the side off.
Love
Turn
it.
into a
Love
little.
it.
Right there is frog bit, and it got mollies, guppies, and cichlids in that tub.
Nice. Yeah, your season is so long there. You can have so many fish.
And this is what you can get from water lilies, y'all.
So pretty. Just love them. They are my favorite outdoor flower. I love them so
And
much. I like
that's all I
lotuses
got.
too. Nice. Well, do you want me to go or
Yeah.
Yeah.
let me pull this up and then I'll share my screen. I have a video.
All right. I am turning my cam off and I will be in the
Okay.
chat and you guys
All
can
right.
still hear me. Okay. So I'm not gone,
Oh yeah.
Kelly.
Let's see what.
All right,
everybody's-
can you see this? So this is Windows Media Player. I'm going to start it from the
Yep.
beginning. Maybe we'll just.
You want me to add? You ready?
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can
go
see
ahead
it.
and
Are
make
you
it
ready?
big. Yep, I'm ready. So I'll share the video and maybe I'll stop it and talk every now and again. So
Oh,
Okay.
dude. No, that sounds great.
can you? So this is my tiny little yard. It's 15 by 15 feet. This is the smallest pond. It's got a tiny water lily and a lotus in it. This is a brand new pond. Now it has a water lily and a lotus, and that's pickerel rush. No fish yet. So this pond was set up last year. It has some platinum Miyuki rice fish. You can see them swimming. That's a lotus on the left, a water lily. There's a cardinal flower on the side. These little pocket planters. I have another cardinal flower there. And then I planted some cannas. That's my frog. I love my frog. So this is the bog box for the main pond. It's a gravel natural biofilter, and I planted it yesterday with some elephant ears and some sedges, and it's got to grow in. That's swamp milkweed. This is a brand new pond. It's got a fish. I love that fish. So no fish yet, but soon. Some corkscrew rushes. That's Lobelia syphilitica. It's a new plant for me. That's a tropical water lily and another lotus. And these are my goldfish.
Woo!
There's a couple lotuses in there and another water lily. So I have like 5
Wow,
water
that
lilies.
is some beautiful.
Thank you.
That's some beautiful red on them.
Yeah, they've lived a happy life. I mean, they're 6 or 7 years. They're 7 years old now, and they were
That's great.
they were 10-cent rescues. But yeah, I did.
Yeah, so was
100 plants.
Phineas, and the other orange one I didn't pay for. He came in on some hornwort
I love
and
it.
grew up in my mystery snail tank, and then ate the hornwort in there one day, and I was like, hey man, tell me about this plant back here. What's going on? And I was like, you can swim with the big boys now. I will see how it works out. And they accepted him, and he's now the largest goldfish in the tank.
I love that. Yeah.
Because he was born in a 20-gallon, and as soon as he was old enough to eat plants, he got removed from the 20-gallon and put to 75. So he's actually had the best environment. Yeah, he passed up Phineas, but Phineas was abused and kept in a bucket on the back porch for a month when I was a new fish keeper.
Oh.
Just at the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Shelby, welcome.
Yeah, I love my goldfish. I would never keep them in the house because rainbows, all rainbows all the time here. But
Right.
I love them in my pond. I just in a few weeks I won't see any of my fish. They'll be happy, they'll be healthy, but I won't see them because they'll be covered in lily pads. So but in one pond, so I have 3 new ponds. The tiny pond, I don't know what's going to go in there. Maybe some white clouds. The
That'd be
other
awesome.
2, though, one of them will be some rainbow shiners from from Nancy B in Tennessee. And then the other one,
Ooh.
as soon as some orange Miyuki rice fish are ready from Foxanne, I'm going to get some of those and put them in the other pond. And I really like all those fish because they can live year round, you know, and as long as they don't ice over, they will be just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing, but that's what I've been up to. Most of that was done this weekend.
Right on. Hey,
Wow.
minimally edit that video and like just like get it out there. Like
I have another one.
That is
Right.
beautiful.
Thank you. I have a short up right now that's
Good.
pretty much that. So, and I'll be posting lots of, I post a lot to Instagram. And so I'll post.
Corey
a lot
Dorbles is going to help me get Instagram.
Yeah, I have a much bigger following
Worthy.
on Instagram than I do on YouTube. So thank you, Shelby. Thank you. You know, we have a much shorter season than you do, Shelby. So we got to do what we can.
Right.
Because
Kelly, that video and when you were talking over the video, that was a perfect video to put out.
Yeah, you could just do voiceover.
Yeah, I like it.
and I mean, like, is there a way to make a video content for YouTube and then also put that video up on Instagram?
Yeah, for shorts there are. They have reels. They work better in vertical format.
Okay.
So, yeah. So my big thing is I really like to put up shorts with classical music because I feel like I'm spreading the love of classical music to the world. So that's my thing for YouTube. I have no other thing for YouTube. So
hey, worry not, Nirvana. We are always having conversation, and you are always welcome. So you just heal up, man. Like
you
liquids.
just gotta focus on getting better. That's right. So Coralwork says, Kelly, do you think Chopre Daniel would be okay outside in an insulated pond year round? I have had good luck with Zebra Daniel in uninsulated, though, even though it freezes on top, but I worry. Well, maybe. I mean, if you've gotten Zebra Daniels are awfully hardy. I know that they can take some cold. Maybe. I don't know if I would risk that fish. I think I would still take them in October. Well, for me, in my climate, I would take them in October. I can't remember where you live, Coro. But if it's freezing, I think that's still a little too cold. Thank you, Myrtle. Myrtle is my classical music buddy because we both love classical. So, yeah, I would still take them in. Yeah, I would. That's why I stick to these Medaka rice fish. I love them. They're beautiful. Goldfish, white clouds are good. The rainbow shiners, they're native to here. So yeah. Lots of people take in their fish though. Lots of people breed fish outside and then they sell any extras or take them to the pet store. So, it's still, don't let it feel like, you can't breed fish outside. I don't really think much about my fish outside. Honestly, they just take care of themselves, and soon enough, I will not see them at all. They will be hidden in water lilies. So, okay, you're in Portland. I don't know. You might be okay there. It's pretty mild there. You should just make sure that don't let it freeze solid. I would drop in a heater on days that it does that just to keep a hole in the ice. I know that there is some concern over like white clouds, for instance, escaping because the climate is so mild. I don't know. I think you might be okay. I think you might be okay there. I just know I wouldn't be okay here, but we are gardening zone 6A here. So it's a lot colder. So Shelby says, I even bring fish inside when it gets cold in Florida. Yeah, a lot of fish just can't keep it. I mean, I stick with ones that specifically can, like the rice fish, the goldfish,
Yeah. I mean,
if you take
if you take a fish and you put it outside, and then at the end of the season you gather it back up as best you can, odds are you're going to miss at least one fish, right? So
Yeah.
then,
Yeah.
so then the next spring when you're
What
investigating, should
happened?
that fish
Yeah.
still be there? You know what I mean? Then you're like,
Mhm.
okay,
Yeah.
it is possible for them to survive. Or
Yeah.
if you don't see any fish that next year, you're like, okay, more than likely they did
Yeah.
not survive. You know what I mean? So I mean, like, I just feel like with my pond, I'm thinking about moving some guppies out there.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, I don't think that they would do well over winter. But it's 100-gallon pond.
Yeah. Well, you live in a milder
You know,
climate than I do, but
I don't think I'm going to get all the guppies back out.
right. I mean, you're gonna bring in almost all that you can. So Nancy is having great luck breeding her Madakas. That's awesome. So Madakas are
Yeah.
the only fish I've ever bred. I'm not a fish breeder, I'm more of a plant person. It's not something I'm into. Um, but I last summer I bred hundreds of Madaka without even trying. I didn't even feed that pond. There were just so many mosquito larvae. It fed itself. So yeah, it's great. So Nirvana's working on an insulated and heated mini porch pond right now. We'll update if it goes well. You're in North Texas and hoping to keep guppies outside all winter. Maybe I just stick to really hardy fish, or I would bring them in is the easiest thing to do. So Jenna says we are zone 8B or 9A. I think most pond fish would be okay here year round. Yeah, most pond fish would be. I think that like rainbows there's a certain point where like rainbows are not going to be okay.
Mhm.
Cichlids are not going to be okay. You'd have to bring them in, but your growing season is long there. So, yeah, Radnocentris might be hardy year round there. They are hardy, really hardy fish. So Shelby says most guppies will die in 30 degree and below. We have a couple survive, but will dramatically kill off a lot. Well, there you go. Shelby would know. I am not
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I've never had a guppy.
What?
I know. Well, I'm a
Oh,
plant.
that's right. It's part of your anti live bear hosting.
Yeah, I don't really
Yeah,
like live
you're like
bears.
I don't have a problem with live bears. I'm just not going to
No, I mean, and
support that plan.
guppies and rainbows are not really compatible. Yeah, I am.
That's true.
They're not. I just think that breeding guppies outside is cool, but I would just bring them in. I mean, breed them in a small tote, empty the tote out. That's what I would do. So, Michelle says, so many beautiful fish in Australia. Amen to that.
Right?
Oh, I know. All those rainbows and so many gobies that are beautiful and all my favorite fish. So Koro says, or Nirvana says, I'm making them out of a whiskey barrel with low spray foam insulation. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would probably just see how it goes, but I would probably still plan on bringing those in. Saying guppies on it. Myrtle, I don't want your guppies. Myrtle is trying to get rid of his guppies. Rainbows love little guppy fry. Yeah, they're
Garcia Aquatic here.
Hello!
Hello, Garcia.
So excited. Jenna says Kelly will be accepting guppies and plecos as speaker appreciation.
I like this.
I've also never had a pleco. I don't like plecos either. I really just want rainbows. I just really love rainbows. I have some other fish besides rainbows, but I really just want rainbows. So, yeah.
So, there's a question that someone messaged me earlier this week.
Okay.
Outdoor ponds in extreme heat, Southwest Florida, temperatures get up to 90 degrees. What fish, plants, etc. can they keep?
Well, so I live in a milder climate, but we had a week last summer where it got above 100 for like 10 days straight, like high 90s to 100. So it was pretty hot, you know. And that we just had 1 week like that, and then it was back to being like 80s the rest of the summer. But I think that the key, try to have as many floating plants or lily pads as you can to cover it. Circulation really, really helps. I like a little circulation in every tub. So I have a tiny pump in every single tub. It makes a big difference. You can also keep your tubs in shade.
Mm-hmm.
That makes a huge difference. I'll also, on really, really hot days, I'll just take the hose and do a little quick water change. You know, that helps. But I've never had a problem. Oh, the other thing, bigger is better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a 100-gallon pond is going to have a thermocline. So if on hot days, the fish can swim to the bottom. Also,
Oh yeah.
yeah. But what fish you choose are also another consideration. Things that tolerate heat better would be like anabantoids. So paradise fish is a good choice because hotter water doesn't hold oxygen as well. And so, you know, an anabantoid is, you know, they can breathe air. So that's a
Daniel.
good choice. But, you know, as for me, I found that like tons and tons of floating plants and a little circulation has really made it all okay.
Gina!
So Matt would beg to differ with that statement, Kelly. What statement?
No, dude, I don't know. Kelly said a lot of statements.
I said a lot of things. I will say this though. Matt lives in Iowa, and Iowa is the worst climate in America. It's awful. It's blistering hot in the summer, and it's freezing in the winter.
So he could be talking about something overwintering, and he's like, "Nah, man, they'll be fine." Or he could be like talking about,
oh, the bigger is better statement,
like high heat, and saying that they'll be fine.
Oh, he's not even here to defend himself.
Right.
You know, Matt is another person who has been working very hard on his ponds lately. He has been sending me progress pictures.
That's true.
He's been working really hard, and you know, he also has a very short growing season, so he's got to get in what he can while he can.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm always excited to see what Danny gets up to with his ponds outside and stuff like that.
Hey,
as well.
Wind.
This is my dog. My dog.
Oh, so cute.
Her name is Cookie. She is an old lady.
Talk about cookies. I'm hungry.
You should have a cookie.
Yeah, Vibes is always hungry.
There's some in the fridge.
You have
That's the
you
secret.
have the craziest dinners.
Hey, but they're
Yeah,
good
he
though.
really does.
They are good, but they make no sense.
Thank you.
So CoreWorks says same thing with insulation between the sides and environment. Also, like, is it on a surface that's going to get hot, like asphalt, or is it slightly elevated? Is it brown, black, or is it reflective? All of these things are important considerations. Yeah. You know, and shade makes a different. You know, think microclimate. Hey, Biz.
And Ancient Dash.
Welcome.
So many cool people here tonight.
Hi, Cookie.
She's a good girl. She just had a hurt neck, so I took her to the vet.
Oh, no.
She's been on some doggy drugs. She's been doing really good, though. She was able to go up and down the stairs this weekend, so she's doing a lot better. Yeah, she's doing good.
No, I've seen older dogs on just some anti-inflammatory, like NSAIDs, like ibuprofen, and stuff like that, and it give them like a new lease on life. Like you can tell that their pain is better managed and that they're moving around more and happier. So that's wonderful.
Definitely. Well, she did try a different one, but it gave her horrible diarrhea, so we could not do that because she's already underweight. But they gave her a different one, and it seems to be really helping her, and she tolerates it well. So I think we're just
Amen.
going to go on a maintenance dose of it. And she's so much happier. She probably
That's
feels a
great.
lot better. Yeah, because she's like 13. So she's
Right,
an
exactly.
old girl. She's an old girl.
Right, yeah. So that's when joints start hurting and stuff like
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? So some anti-inflammatory therapies and stuff like that can like
Yeah.
really help them in their golden years.
That's right. Well, I'm not even in my golden years yet, and I like a little anti-inflammatory every night.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh,
I don't want to feel like a middle-aged lady. I take an NSAID every night. So you're on the second floor, so the side of my building gets cooked. So is it morning sun or afternoon sun? You bought a shade cloth for the whole front of our balcony. Yeah, that makes a big difference. Microclimates make a difference. Just think what wildlife does during the day on hot days. You know, they hide in the shade, they find a breeze, they swim to deeper water. You know, Eric Bodrock, who is a really famous fish breeder, he always says, be the fish. So you have to think what the fish would do. So there you go.
Kelly, did you just say what the fish?
No, be the fish. Be the
What
fish. Be the fish.
I was like, I don't think we're allowed to use that. Huh?
No, we're not. It's trademarked. It's copyright.
Yeah, I was like,
uh-oh.
Crap.
This is a budget stream.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
good. Now we owe Stephen P money.
We can't afford that.
Yeah, no, we can. As a matter of fact, we can't.
So Coralwork says, can you
Do you know how much cottage cheese is in Austin right now? Jesus.
Coralwork says, can you surround it with other potted plants to reduce the light and evaporation? I don't know that that's going to make a huge difference. So I do have hanging baskets of petunias off of all of my plants. And this year I put wicks from the pond into the petunias so they water themselves. It was the smartest thing I've ever done.
So what did you just buy? Did you just buy a length of rope?
Yeah, I just bought. You could just go on Amazon and buy cotton plant wicks, and they're just cotton rope. And I took like 2.5 feet of it, one end in the pond, the other in the pot of petunias. They water themselves. It's the best.
Right. And does it last all season? So you just cut new ones for the next year?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could probably use them next year too. It's just cotton.
Right, but I mean, like cotton breaks down, but I mean, like, does it end up breaking down like fast enough to where you have to like redo it halfway through the summer?
I think it'll be good the whole season. It's only $8 for a giant roll of it, though, so it's not bad. So.
No, you see, like those are the types of supplies that I can afford for my fishing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And that's the level of DIY I can do because I can't set up a custom drip irrigation system. I don't have that kind of skill. I'm not going to do that. But I can cut string. Oh, Gina says, I'm so tired from work. I was too lazy to even make a salad. I'm grabbing lettuce straight from the bag and just dipping it in dressing. We've all been there.
I was like, but Gina, like that is like a appetizer salad. Like that's great, man. Like nurse yourself back to health and then maybe make a salad later. You know what I mean? When you keep your strength up.
So what you do is you take the bag and you dump of lettuce and you just dump the dressing right in there. You shake, 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 and then you can pour it right in your mouth. Yeah.
I like that.
I mean, like I've done it with
Gilmore Girls.
I've done that with cereal. I mean, like I believe this could work.
It can work.
I don't experiment with salad a whole lot. You know what I mean? Like, I don't eat enough of them.
I made a fancy dinner because Jake was here, so I made like these sour cream and onion chicken cutlets and asparagus, and I made mashed potatoes. So I made a for real dinner. But then tomorrow I'll have to eat yogurt for dinner for like 5 days straight. So,
hey Kelly.
Yeah, I want to do one prepared dinner a week.
I love that.
What's this?
Are we giving away?
Yeah, we are.
Oh no! What are we giving away?
I'm gonna blow myself up. There we go.
I love your pond, though. It's amazing.
Thank you. So since this is the first live stream of Nirvana&Vibes Tuesday nights, we decided it'd be a great time to get the giveaway. And Extreme is helping us out with that, y'all.
Oh,
Wow.
hey,
Nice
is that
crumbles.
new one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the new crumble. It may or may not even be out yet.
Right.
Well, that's cool. I feed extreme foods. I love the krill flakes and I love the spirulina flakes for my rainbows. It's good food. Flakes are good
Yeah.
for rainbows.
It's true. My goldfish loved the krill flake, but you want to know
Right.
what? Like they are addicted to the tetracolor granule.
The granules, the famous
Dude, like I can give them other food and like they're goldfish, they're pigs, they're gonna eat it.
They will eat
But
anything.
the whole
They
time
will
that they
eat
eat it,
anything.
they stare out of the tank at me and like they're like, no, we're not gonna give you a show. Like
Oh, I
this
have a
isn't.
great story. So tonight, Jake and I
Mhm.
were having dinner by the pond, and one of
Yeah.
the neighborhood cats came to visit, and he was sitting on the edge of it. He had his tail in the water, and the goldfish were nibbling his tail. It was so cute.
That's cute.
It was so cute.
So, Kelly, what should the hashtag be?
What should it be? It should be pond. Hashtag
Okay.
pond. That's easy.
Yeah,
to
man, we're
spell.
talking ponds today.
Yeah, let's have it be pond.
There we go.
Good luck, everyone.
So is there one more day in the month?
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Okay,
we'll draw
I
that.
think that I'm gonna set up and film my pond entry for the packable contest.
Your pond.
I like it.
Oh, that's great. So
Well, no, well, I mean, like, I don't want to give away too much because it is a competition. But yeah, my packable is going to be pond themed,
do
which I
it.
think is pertinent to the, you know what I mean? Like,
Do
I
it.
think it'll be an interesting entry.
Do it. I love it. So Garcia.
Okay, I mean, like, no, like I'm drinking coffee right now. Like I'm gonna be up all night. So you know what I mean? It's just like, is
Do
this
it.
what I'm doing today? Yeah, I think this is what I'm
I
doing.
love it. So Annette is going to sue us for using
Uh-oh.
what's a fish.
I guess.
Oh, nice.
Uh-oh. Huh.
Hey,
So does
hey,
that mean-
hey, hey, vibes. We live in
What?
Austin, dude. Like, dude, man, let's just put it all up there. You know what I mean? Like, I bet you our debt is bigger than her debt, so she'll end up owing us money. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be like, okay, yeah, you're right. Like, technically, you owe me money. Like, you have more than me.
Yeah, Annette is not going to have any money because she has kids, and kids take all your money. It's what they do.
Right. Well, that's what the
They
city
take
of
all your
Austin does
money.
to Eddie and I, which is why Eddie and I don't have any kids.
Right.
I don't have any kids either, so
Our children is the Austin City Council.
oh,
Yeah, they
Yeah.
all want new iPads.
that's tough. That's tough. So
Hey,
Garcia
fish
asked
dreams.
me, hi Fish
Go ahead.
Dreams. Garcia wants to know what my favorite fish is. It's a rainbow and it's Melanitania picta. And Steven has a video about it where I sang
Okay.
backup. So if you want to hear me sing, you can watch that video.
Ooh.
Mhm.
You
And you
are a
can see
lady of
my
many
fish in
talents.
there. I'm not a great singer, but I was a singer for that video. So smash the like button. That's right.
No, my wife was really impressed. She overheard you on your live stream, and I can't remember what the subject was. But we were deep in genetics, and my wife was like, "What are you watching?" And I was like, "No, like she knows stuff, man. Like,
I have
and
like
her show, she's
I
like,
have for real genetics credentials, like
right, yeah, exactly.
I
I
was a
was like,
professor.
so like, I was like, actually, like, this information is, and I was following like 2/3 of it. You know what I mean? Like,
It's
I was
pretty
scared that
good.
I was going to get lost, but no, exactly. But I'm just saying, like, not everybody is like picking up like everything that you're saying. You know what I mean, and stuff like that. But everybody is there on whatever level they're on, and
Yeah.
you're good. You're good at like bringing everybody along with that, like using good analogies and things like that, so that then people kind of like, okay, now I see where you're going. Okay. You know, I'm not learning the names of all the different pieces, but you're describing like the process and like how it works. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And like I now
Oh,
have more knowledge than I did. So I
well,
just
thank
wanted to gush on you for a
you.
second and thank you for your
Oh,
service to the
thank
community.
you.
Yeah, I am not an educator. I will rarely be an educator. Like watch me and when I get into trouble, don't do that. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, well, thank
that's more.
you.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I appreciate you
thank
sharing. You
you.
know what I
That
mean?
means a
Like that's
lot
really
to
awesome.
me because I do miss being a professor sometimes. So, because now I'm a corporate sellout. So,
It's a
Yeah, I
reminder.
mean, like, hey man, you do what you do, but you want to know what? Do the part of being a teacher,
yeah,
and the lectures and stuff like that. Like the part that you
right.
miss, like do
Yeah,
that on YouTube, and you know what I mean. Like let's all
yeah.
share information. Like
That's right. And I'm going to speak at the Keystone Clash.
I
Like,
can't wait. I'm gonna be
Woo!
there.
oh, you are? That's so
Yeah,
wonderful. I'm so happy
yeah.
for
I'm
you.
going to
Can't wait
two
to meet
events this
you.
year. I'm really proud of myself. Like
Nice.
no, I decreased my spending by half this Aquashella from the
Wow.
previous Aquashella. And
Nice.
I don't know whether it was like that for everyone. You know what I mean? This might be a down year for festivals and
Yeah.
stuff like that. You know what I
No,
mean? Like we care about what we care about, but like
right.
the money just doesn't there isn't as much of it, I feel, and it doesn't seem to go as far as it used to. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
no, I would agree with that. I mean, you know, it's rents have gone up everywhere, mortgage interest rates are
Yep.
higher, utility bills have gone up. So yeah, it's people have less money now. So it
Right.
makes
Yeah. I
sense
mean,
that you're coming to the clash. I love that.
I'm spending a lot of time determining like what I'm spending my money on. And I think that a lot of people are doing that. And that's good
Yeah,
overall. It takes a little while, but we're gonna start getting offered smarter things and better things because people won't spend as much money just buying,
right.
like less quality. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I feel like the quality overall is going to go up because of this. Like
Yeah. Well, and I
hopefully
think
in
that
like 10 years.
money spent on travel and maintaining friendships, I think is money well spent. So,
Yeah.
Amen.
yeah, I went to go visit Stephen and Jenna and Brooklyn in Louisiana this January, and it was awesome.
It's
It was
dude,
awesome.
it sounded like both everyone had all parties had a wonderful time.
We did have a good time, and I ate so much good food. The food down there is so, so good.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was so fat when I came home.
That's not a bad thing.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's right. We were like, oh God, we have to start working out in the mornings when we visit the P's because the food
Hey,
is too good
Keystone.
here. Clashy in the pond. Love it. Love it.
Mike, have you registered for the class yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
I don't think there's any way I'm going to be at 500. So does it? I mean, like, do I need to register like ahead of time? Like, I don't think it matters. I think I just go there with my stickers and stuff. And if somebody invites me into the YouTube room, I'm allowed to go. I think is how
Right.
that's going to work for me.
I
Well,
think I
same
get to,
here.
Being a small channel,
I think I get to crash the YouTube room as much as I want because I'm a speaker.
Well, yeah,
Oh.
you're a speaker. So at any point in time, you can go, oh, this isn't the speaker area. You know what I mean? Like,
What are you gonna
oh,
do?
my bad.
So if you're going to, yeah, so you want your goodie bag and your shirt. Oh, the other thing is the hotels, they do fill up. So you want to book your hotel.
I've
Right.
already booked my hotel.
That's good.
ABC Aquatics
Oh, good.
got his room at the beginning of the year and was looking for a roommate, and I jumped on it. I sent him an
Perfect.
email during a live stream.
Perfect. What a good person to room with.
I know, dude. Like, hey, man, I hope that partying with Kenny is as awesome as I think it's going
I
to
bet it
be.
will
You know what
be.
I
How
mean?
could it
But
not
like,
be?
I mean, yeah, but I mean, even if it's not, I'm gonna tell everybody it is, so it doesn't matter. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Hey, Chris.
Yeah, I'm bringing Jake, so I guess I'm rooming with Jake. So
Yeah, I guess you're rooming with
yeah,
Jake.
He's gonna drive me though, because it's only 8.5 hours for us. So he's
Hey,
gonna
that's not too
drive me.
bad. You know what I
Well,
mean?
not at
Like
all.
Yeah.
that's drivable. See, it's like 24
Oh yeah,
hours
that's too much. Yeah.
for me to drive, and I was thinking about it, but
Yeah, it's a lot though. It's a lot.
it is.
Yeah. I mean, for us, like it would take as much time to fly as it would to drive, really, with layovers and
Right.
getting to the airport, and we're just gonna drive, and that way we'll have our car, which is nice. So yeah, no, we're looking forward to it, and I can't wait to meet everybody. I'm so excited to meet so many people. So yeah. Oh well, thank you, Huawei. That's so nice of you. The only difference, if you have under 500 subs, it's like a $25 difference. Which, by the way, we are trying to help get Dee Dee to 500 because she doesn't
Oh
want
yeah,
Saturday
she's real
Hack at
close.
$25.
Yeah,
So if
no, I
Mods
mean,
could
like, yeah,
drop a
it's
link for
really stuck in her craw.
that's right. If Mods could drop a link for Dee Dee, I mean, she's an awesome
yes.
lady. You should just
Yeah.
you should just subscribe to her just because I told you to. I mean, that should be
Yeah,
good enough.
actually, yeah, and
Be
I
good
was like,
enough.
right, and if you watch any of her content, you'll fall in love with her just like we all have.
I'm in love with Dee Dee. She's my girl crush. She's pretty great. I think we're all in
Dee Dee's,
love with Dee Dee. So
I mean, like, yeah, I mean, Dee Dee's awesome.
yeah, she's cool. So I want to get her to 500. So Geek Boy
Heck
says
yeah.
it's only a 25-hour drive for him. Well, Bex did
Nice.
this drive last year. Oh my gosh. Whew. Oh,
You think we should give him another 2 minutes? We'll do the
Garcia
draw?
asked me
Yeah,
again what
I
my
think another
favorite
2
fish was.
minutes.
Garcia, it's
Yeah.
Melanitania picta. It's a rainbow fish, and I'm rainbow fish obsessed. Like I love rainbows to
Yeah,
the exclusion of all other fish, except for
what is
saltwater fish. There are many cool saltwater fish. So.
right. Garcia was doing something. He was gonna get the small. Is there a pygmy rainbow?
There's Melanitania pygmea is a nice species of rainbow. They're sometimes
Maybe
hard to
that's the one
find.
that he was planning on getting.
They're a little
But
hard to find. They're a little fussier. They like softer water to breed.
yeah, but
They're
Garcia's
nice.
he's in Florida, so
Oh well,
sometimes
yeah.
it's easier for him to find a harder to find fish
I would.
because of where he lives.
Let me think of my rainbow friends who have them. There's a guy. He's on Instagram. His name is Ryan. His channel is Hoon Aquatics. I don't know if he has them, but he would know who has them, so he could maybe put you in touch with a breeder. So that's Hoon Aquatics, Hoon, and he's a cool guy. He knows a lot about rainbows. He's in Seattle. He would know who has them. He doesn't sell his fish. He just sells them locally.
Right.
But I know there's someone who's breeding them. I just can't remember who. That one is a little tricky to find, though.
Right.
And I don't have
Aqua
them.
Garden Zen. I just want to tell you that the hashtag pond is about receiving our giveaway tonight, which is the new extreme. It's a crumble of some kind, and your fish should enjoy it. It should be, like extremes, like, like putting them together. So this is in a different form. And we saw it at Aquashella, and I believe that's where Vibes picked it up. And he picked it up from them for the express use of giving them away, getting it out there to the people. So if you do win tonight, please come back and let us know what you think about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
because
we're all curious.
Yeah, I love extreme foods. I just really like the flakes because rainbows, they have really tiny mouths and throats, and big foods get stuck in their craws, and they're very dumb and they choke on things. Yeah, Community Crave, that's a good one for rainbows. I like the spirulina, and the krill flakes for them are really nice. So
yeah, I've gotten the krill and the spirulina, and then I got the Community, and it feels like the Community is a mix of those two.
I would say that's true. Yeah, Yeah, that's true. I usually end up just mixing the krill and the spirulina anyways. So
Okay, y'all. I think it's that time of the night. We need to get this on. Uh,
all right.
in 10
Bum,
seconds,
bum,
y'all.
bum,
Hashtag
bum, bum,
pond.
bum.
And this for the U.S. only. If you're not in the U.S. and you're playing, play with someone else.
Oh wow.
That's right.
I think we have some spam in the chat. Hi, pretty. Just see you, my cucumber stood out. Well, you can be banned.
Yeah, hey,
Yep.
mods.
This
do
is
your
a
job.
vegetable-free zone. You put
Yeah.
that vegetable away.
Yeah. Hashtag
Yeah.
pond. At
Hashtag
10,
pond.
9.
Maybe he was talking about you, Michael. You are pretty.
I am. You know what I mean? And that's not the first time this has happened. But like the point is we're trying to
No.
make this a family-friendly channel. You know
This is
what I
a
mean?
Yeah.
Like
It's a
we
vegetable-free
would
zone.
all like a young hobbyist to wander through here, maybe not even say anything in the chat, but learn something about the hobby and about what
Right.
we're into. And I don't know, like maybe look up lilies and stuff like that, and
Right.
like
Yeah.
do something
Maybe
cool
look
in their
up
backyard this
rainbows.
year.
Right. This is a
And that-
vegetable-free zone.
Right, and that can't happen if we have inappropriate things
That's
like
right. And
happening
we're
in the
most
chat.
certainly we're not talking about kale because kale is the worst vegetable.
7.
I don't know.
That's
Have you
right.
tried it like after like processing it heavily?
Yes. So
Ooh.
Jenna sent me this really great meme that said, add coconut to your kale so it slides more easily into the trash.
Nice. No, I've
Five.
done some braising of kale and stuff like that, and it actually held together and gave you a little bit of chew, but it was more of a
Huh.
soup type. It was more of a soup type
I
situation.
see.
And that was very enjoyable. And
No, I've done
let's
some
all say this: baby kale is not kale yet. You know
it's
what I mean? Like baby kale is pretty freaking good.
it's proto kale. So I've done some
Okay.
I've done some composting of kale. I feel like that helps.
Ooh. Okay, y'all. Hashtag pond. Good luck, everyone. Let's go.
Annette is threatening me with kale at the Clash. Yeah, Melvin!
Melvin!
Woo!
Congratulations, Melvin.
Yay!
Yeah, buddy. We want to hear about what your fish think of this.
Yeah.
So how does he contact you, Vibes? He could probably
Email
go
me.
to Fish Fam link and find your
Yeah.
email, eh?
Yep.
Yeah. One of our fabulous mods will drop your fishfam.link info.
Yeah. Email me and I'll get it to you, Melvin.
Nice. I hope your fish like it. That's pretty exciting. What a good treat.
Okay.
A good
Hey,
prize.
he did not end up going fancy. He didn't end up going the Pygmaeus route. He filled that 125 gallon with fancy guppies. I bet you that it looks like a flower exploded inside of that tank. And there's
filled
just
with
pebbles like
regret.
everywhere.
I mean,
That's
because
so
like
great.
Myrtle would give a kidney to get rid of his guppies so he could have more rainbows. I mean,
That's true.
he wants rid of those damn guppies so bad.
What kind of guppies does he have?
I think he just has mutts. Myrtle, what do you have? I think they're just mutts, right?
Oh, okay.
He's trying to get rid of them. So if you want some of Myrtle's guppies, I mean, you could have.
Myrtle needs to Myrtle just needs to keep putting that out there and somebody. I mean, like it's the perfect time of year.
Gina says she'll take Myrtle's kidney. She doesn't want his guppies though, but she'll take his kidney. That's great. Oh wow, yeah. So you had a dream you were in a mansion with a big saltwater hot tub tide pool thing, and you would sit in a big clam or anemone, and that's how I know it was a dream, because anemone ouch. That's a pretty great dream. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm not sleeping like that. Wish I was.
Right. Yeah. The only hurdle with saltwater pond would be maintaining the salinity. I guess you would have to have like tide pool species that can adapt to different salinities. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Hey, you want to know what? That
yeah.
is probably like the best advice.
I have never
Matt.
had a saltwater tank, but I have on my porch a gorgeous 72-gallon Fluval drilled tank with stand that I got at Aquashella for in the aquascaping competition. And it's going to be a macroalgae tank.
No, I guess I need to upgrade, huh?
That sounds
Yeah,
awesome.
it's gonna be awesome. And
Yeah,
yeah.
Big Mike.
And Gina's gonna help me with it. So because I really don't
Oh no, that's so
yeah.
great.
Yeah,
You
it'll
girls
be
are
a
gonna
new
have
thing
such a good
for
time
me.
together.
I'm pretty excited about it. So
Yeah,
I-
Gina,
yeah.
I would do any type of project that you want to do. I
Yeah,
would just
Gina
to work
knows
with
so
Gina. Like
much.
I don't care what we're doing.
I
You
know
know what I
Gina
mean?
knows so much. She is so smart, and yeah, I think it'll be a cool new adventure.
Hey,
So,
George, Mr. Kelly.
so
Jenna
apparently
P
Matt
says,
is the
"How
one
many
hoarding
kidneys does
kidneys.
Matt have?" Matt, as your attorney, I advise you not to answer that question.
That's right.
Yeah, I was like, don't answer that, bro. Any more than 2, like you might be in trouble.
Yeah, you can have 3 kidneys. You can be born with 3. It's not great, but it can happen.
Right. Hey,
You
did
can be
you
born
know
with
that?
1.
Did you know that you can be born with all of your organs in the opposite spots, so you're
Yes,
like a mirror
yes.
image?
That is a single gene mutation.
Right, and you
Yeah.
want to know what? You want to know what? In my medical career, I've only been a nurse since 2015, and so maybe like 3 years before that,
What is
I
it, like
was in the
situs
healthcare
inversus?
industry. Yeah, I
Yeah.
have only I have met one patient.
That's so cool. I
I
should
did
ask
I
my
did I
mother.
did see it, and I mean, like it's pretty rare. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I
should
mean?
ask
So
my
when you see it,
mother.
it's like it's definitely a thing. Like you're
My
like, that
mother
is so
was
cool.
an obstetrics and gynecology nurse for
Hmm.
an OBGYN nurse for I don't know 45 years until she finally retired. I should ask her if she's ever seen it because she's seen it all.
Right, yeah,
Seen
but
it all.
yeah, no, I mean, like she may or may not have. You know what I mean? But it wouldn't be very many times, I bet. Oh wait,
Melvin.
No, I'm sure
wait,
not. It
unless
is very uncommon, but it is a
right, but it's
single
also
gene mutation, and you wouldn't know unless you had surgery
right,
or a scan because you function completely
yeah.
normally, but your heart's on the wrong side and your liver's on the
Right,
wrong
but I mean, like
side.
she sees clients like more than once if they
Yeah,
have more than one kid. You know what I mean?
it's
Like for sure.
true. Yeah, I mean she's delivered thousands and thousands of babies.
That's so great.
It is so cool. It's so cool being home to visit her because people come up to her and hug her all the time and say, "You delivered my baby," even if it was like 15 years ago. So
Wow.
it is pretty great. Yeah, it was a wonderful career for her.
Melvin, my email is down at the bottom. It's scroll across the bottom of the live stream. If you wondered, that's my
Huawei, that's
PayPal
Austin.
and my email.
That's awesome, dude. Thanks for throwing the Austin Pond Society link down, bro. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. What a great club. I wish we had a pond society. We have a fish club in Indianapolis, but it's like 2.5 or 3 hours away from me, and their meetings are during the week, and I can't go.
Yeah.
It's on the south side of Indianapolis too, and driving through Indianapolis in rush hour is from one side to the other. It's so bad. I just don't want to do it. So, yeah.
So who else is on panel besides Kelly and Vibes?
It's New Local Austin.
Oh, it's New Local Austin. I'm sorry, everybody. Here.
Just a disembodied voice.
Kind of like a ghost.
That's right.
There he is.
I was reading the chat. So when I'm reading the chat, I turn my
you're on a
camera off.
phone, right? Yeah, and I'm on a laptop. Yep. Yep. I got it. I got
Yeah.
it.
Well, I mean, I'm on my iPad right now
Oh,
because you know.
okay, right. Yeah, that's hard.
Hey,
Yeah,
Kenny.
man, I'm living that South Austin life. You
I
know what I
love
mean?
it.
Like
I
I'm
love
on my
it.
back porch fighting mosquitoes.
I love it. That's so good. I'll go up on the Aquatic Morning Show, and I'll go out to my yard and take people on a tour. I might do that tomorrow if Jess is streaming, but she wasn't feeling good today, so
Oh, I'm sorry to hear. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Right.
there was a that was so sweet of her husband to like go
no,
ahead and like post for her, and
Joe.
he's all like,
Poor
"Dear
Jess.
Jess has a migraine. I'm posting for
Oh,
her. I
God,
hope I hope
migraines.
I did this right," is what it says in the
Oh,
message. I hope I did this
migraines are
right,
the
and it's like
worst.
you
It
did,
feels
bro.
so
Thumbs up.
bad. Mm.
Yeah, no,
Well,
I feel I
Garcia is still going to do a rainbow tank. So I would encourage
okay.
you to join on if you're on Facebook. The group is Rainbow Fish Live, and I am a moderator there. I'm actually an admin there, and it is over 10,000 people worldwide. It is the best source of information on rainbow fish. Lots of cool pictures, lots of knowledgeable people. You can learn about different species you might want to
Hmm.
keep, but it's a really quality group. We tolerate no jerks. Everybody is polite. Everybody's friendly and helpful. So that's Rainbow Fish Live.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I'm sure that keeps you guys busy, but I'm glad that you guys are trying to do the greater good over there
Great.
and stuff like that. Because
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
honestly, I mean, like, look, it sucks that we have to like moderate chat and whatnot, but I
Yeah.
mean, like,
Right.
at the same time, like, I don't know about anybody else. I mean, like, if you feel the same way in the chat, like, let us know. But I need a spot where there's not like a bunch of like negativity being spewed and stuff like that, and I can just be. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
it really helps
Yep.
it helps my mental
That's
status.
right.
You know what I
And
mean? It
yep.
helps me uncloud my head.
Yep. And at Rainbow Fish Live, nobody is going to call you stupid for asking a question. You'll get good quality information. So it's a good group. Not every
Perfect,
group on
perfect.
Facebook is like that, but this one is. So
But this one
this
is.
one is because we don't tolerate anything else. So, but Garcia says he likes dwarf neon rainbows, so that would be Melanitania praecox, and they are indeed beautiful. It's very hard to find good ones, I will say, but they are
Mm,
very, very beautiful. That was the first rainbow I ever had. I had some legendary ones. I've yet to see their quality since then. Great fish, though, really beautiful, really beautiful. Myrtle's had some really great ones too. We've both just
you've
reminisced
both
about
gotten
how
lucky. That's good.
we've both just reminisced about how great those fish were. Like, oh, they were so good. We probably even had them about the same time. I was in like my mid 30s and Myrtle was 12. So
Yeah, I feel
and
like
Myrtle,
I feel like I'm 18 sometimes because like I'm
sometimes
like 3 years in the hobby. I'm really 46, but you know what I
I
mean?
know,
Like,
and
but I
I'm
feel like
45.
18. Like,
I know, and
dude,
I'm
like
45. So, I'm about your
I've got
age.
Molly's for the first time.
Oh, I love that. We had Molly's when I was a kid. So, yeah.
See, that's what I'm talking about. I didn't. So like
Yeah.
I'm like catching up. Like
Well,
I'm
that's
doing all the
good
stuff everybody's
though.
had before, but it's new to me. So like
I love it
I'm just
though. That's
enthralled and loving
good.
it.
Well,
Yeah.
Molly's are beautiful fish. So, but Myrtle is only like what 21, but he's been doing this since he was 12. So he
See,
has,
that's what I'm talking about. Like
I know. We like jump on
experience
it.
wise, yeah,
No,
experience wise, he's like way my
right.
senior. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like
So, and
it's
I
so
kept fish as a
so
kid, but
weird.
then I started in I think 2007 doing it as an
Okay.
adult. So a while. I mean, I was in grad school, so but definitely older. So definitely
Okay.
not
Hey,
12.
there's another question. I put a poll out earlier this week.
Okay.
Anyways, one of the questions I asked was, I wish I could have a summer pond, but don't know how. So how would you tell a beginner to have a pond?
So I would read the book called If You Want a Tub Pond, and even if you want a regular pond, you can learn a lot. It's called The Tub Pond Handbook by Ted Coletti. You can get it on Amazon. It's a $20 book and it's amazing. Super high quality information. It'll tell you about plants. It'll tell you about fish. It'll tell you about location and what container to use. It's the best $20 you're going to spend for this hobby. We had Ted Coletti come up on Wet Your Plants, which is a live stream I co-host with Steven. And he is just an awesome guy who knows so much. He has many
That's
years
great.
of experience. Yeah. So if someone could put the link up to that book on Amazon, thank you very much. It's a fantastic book. It's in its 3rd edition right now, 3rd edition revised, actually.
Okay.
And it's so great to learn about which water lilies to keep, which plants, which fish. So I would recommend that. So Fish Dreams asks me, or anyone in chat would recommend a CO2 system name. I know it's not a straightforward question, but I would need a name. I got a name for you. So first, I will preface this with my advice on CO2 systems. There are some things in life you can cheap out on. You can cheap out on your lights because if they break, whatever. If they're not as good quality, nothing dies, right? You can't cheap out on a canister filter though because it could flood your house, right? So you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
CO2 system is another thing you don't want to cheap out on because if it breaks on you, all your fish will die. So I would recommend spending more money. Now, I have ones from GLA, Green Leaf Aquariums. They are very expensive, but they're very high quality. And you can have one system driving multiple tanks, so you can get good value out of it. They have good customer service. Another option, I haven't personally tried it, but I've heard good things about SR Aquaristics or CO2 Art. What I would avoid would be F-Zone. So now there may be people in the chat going, oh, I have my F-Zone and I like it. Well, you know what? I know a whole bunch of people who've had F-Zones fail, and I just won't take that risk with my rainbows. I'm not willing to do it. You know, I just think a CO2 system is not something you cheap out on. You get a good one and it'll run for years and years and years. So it's a one-time expense that, you know, it's worth putting dollars into. So that would be my recommendation. I really like GLA. I've heard good things about CO2 Art or SR Aquaristics. Don't get F-Zone.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, yep, Paul Sotero says, I have that book. It's very good. Yeah, a lot of people in the Fish Fam have that book, and it is really good. And it's only like $20. I swear. It's a great $20 to spend. It's got great pictures. It's chock full of information. It's a really good book. You're welcome. So Nirvana Aquatics says, I use the F-Zone in plant grow out tanks only. Everything else is no CO2. Yeah, if you're not going to put any livestock in it, who cares, right? Because you can just blast that CO2 away. It doesn't matter at all. But yeah, and everything else is no CO2. Yeah, that's a safe option too. You know, I'm a CO2 addict. I have to have CO2 in every tank because it's how I am. But
look, Vibes, bring up Atkins. He just put it in.
Looks at my F-Zone.
Looks at my F-Zone.
Here's the thing. It may be working fine, but I guess if I were you, and I can't tell you how to live your life, I would save up to upgrade it. Just for peace of mind. Because you know, it's yeah, don't get friendly.
I mean, like your reasons for your opinion are like are pretty clear, and like I feel like that makes sense to pretty much everyone. You know what I mean? Like,
and I just
now whether they agree or not, I mean, like that's up to them, right?
I think of my friend Dave, who's one of the admins on Rainbow Fish Live, and he lost an entire 75-gallon tank of mature rainbows.
Oh man, like
no.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's like money can't buy a mature rainbow. You know, it takes years to grow them out where they're attractive looking, and oh god, that hurts. he almost quit the hobby. And I've had a cheap regulator fail too. You know, I was a poor grad student. I didn't have any money. I bought a cheap used Milwaukee regulator and it failed, and it killed an entire 29-gallon of these most gorgeous Pracox rainbows. It killed a 20-gallon of tank of shrimp. It killed every single thing in both those tanks, except for, of course, the Malaysian trumpet snails. They lived. But
Right.
yeah. So, and Ekin says, I'm figuring out I don't need CO2 with my 28 TDS tap water. Yeah, if your KH is almost 0, which I think yours is 0, honestly, you don't need it. You might want it to grow certain species, but yeah, your water is real easy. Those of us who have harder water, we need a boost. So
Right.
yeah, so CoreWorks says the regulator failed, not the solenoid. Yeah, so it does something called end of tank dump, where once it gets to like 20% of the tank or whatever, just dumps the needle valve sticks and everything. Yeah, and you'll come home and your tank will be a soda fountain. And yeah, it's heartbreaking. It's just heartbreaking. So CoreWorks says that's the advantage of a generator, no regulator, no high pressure. Yeah, but no consistency either, and it's expensive.
Right.
And you couldn't get me to trade a regulator. I just get a good one, and they last forever if you get a good one. So yeah, all the confusion is why I haven't messed with CO2 yet. I have a tank and a medical regulator I could rig, but nah. I'm honestly happy with what I have. I don't want to change it. So there are people who build their own regulators. It used to be a big thing to do because you could get really high quality beer regulators and good needle valves. I don't know if it's possible to buy those anymore. I don't DIY anything.
I got a friend who's been working at a distributor for like 12 years.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, if you can't get them anymore, it's just like, I bet I could.
It's and it's all about the needle valve. So I used to have a reagent grade needle valve that I had from the lab I worked in, and that was really great. I will also say, if you spend the money on a good regulator, it's so easy to get dialed in and adjust. You set it within 5 minutes, you get it where you want it, done. Don't think about it until it runs out and you have to change out the tank. You know, you get what you pay for.
Yeah. So I mean, like, in order to like start CO2 in the tank, you've got to like really
I mean,
you know, think about it and do some planning ahead of time.
Yeah, you do.
And
you
like,
do have to.
is
And like, if you want to cheap out on something, cheap out on your lights. Nothing dies. Maybe you don't get the exact color spectrum and aesthetics you want. Maybe you don't get the app. Maybe you don't get, maybe it's not quite as intense, but nothing dies,
Yeah, I've got LED shop lights.
Yeah, and it can work.
Yeah.
I mean, you might need a little more brightness, but it used to be lights were a lot of money in this hobby before LEDs, and it was a big expense, and you couldn't grow anything unless you shelled out a lot of money. It was more expensive than the regulator, but that's not true anymore. So you can cheap out on your lights, and that's, yeah. Yeah, says, I'm so broke I have to DIY everything I can. I've been there. I was a grad student.
Hey man, I feel you.
I had no money.
Feel you, Silver Creek.
I was making 20 grand a year. It was tough. Yeah. So Silver Creek says I say more options because the more options there are, the more flooded the market will be. Henceforth, the lower prices will be. Yeah, I mean,
that's true.
It's just, it's sometimes hard to wade through a lot of the lower quality options, and you get what you pay for.
Right,
so Paul says, if a plant can't grow in my water because I'm not running CO2, I don't need them. And that's another choice you might make. There are plants you can grow without CO2. I will say that CO2 is my favorite drug though, and I need it. So yeah. My water is also, I mean, it's not hard, but it's not super soft. If I had super soft water, though, maybe I wouldn't bother. No, I mean, I probably still would, but because I'm an addict. Yeah.
Right. No, and I mean, like, yeah, I mean, like, we all have addictive tendencies if we're in this chat. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. It's
we are
true.
like we are way into like fish and or plants and
It's
or
true. Yeah.
it's great.
And for me, I only have 3 aquariums, so I can be a little more lavish with them because I only have 3. So
Right.
Nirvana says plant grow lights in the clicked off of it. Bloom fruit spectrum is a good low budget solution. Sure, it may not have the aesthetics you want. So
Yeah.
plants absorb light best in the blue and red light spectra. However, white light contains all of the colors of light. So just choose something that you like the looks of. I just wouldn't use like actinic blue because that's what marine tanks use, and that's not gonna it's gonna look gross. But light's a light. A lot of lights will grow plants. I mean, that's one thing you can cheap out on. So yeah, you can get a GED LED bulb that is $35 that will light a 24-inch deep tank with ease. I got to tell you how amazing that is. When I started, so back in 2007, I think that my lights for a 29-gallon, I want to say were like $300. They were power compacts, and it still wasn't that great. It was still not great at all. So, how does CO2 help hard water?
It's
Well,
because CO2 is acidic, right?
so yes, so there's a relationship between something called KH and pH. So KH stands for carbonate hardness. So there's also GH. GH is the concentration of calcium and magnesium and other minerals, so positively charged ions in the water. Ignore that. Plants, they need those, but they don't need, that doesn't have anything to do with CO2. The easiest way to understand it is the lower the KH of your water, which is very soft water, the more bioavailable CO2 is. And so all those people who live in Seattle who are like, oh, I don't use CO2 at all and it's so easy, or I just use one bubble a second and it's fine. Okay, that's because they have water that is super, super low KH. It's like 0 KH out of the tap or 1 KH. And CO2 is just more bioavailable, is the most easy way to explain it. My water out of the tap is 6 kh, which is kind of medium-ish. So a little CO2 really gives me a boost so I can grow a lot more species. Back when I lived in Iowa, my KH out of the tap was at least 22. And I know I say at least 22 because the API test kit only goes up to 22. It might have been higher. So I lived in a town called Coralville, Iowa. You can guess how
Jeez.
hard that water was. And I couldn't grow anything until I got CO2. I couldn't even grow Java fern. I couldn't even grow crypts.
Yeah, the
It was so
GH
hard.
on our test strips that and Vibes and I's water is like purple, and like purple isn't one of the colors on the test strip. It's
Yeah,
like
well, and that's because
it's so far off the
and
other
that
end. You're just
doesn't
like,
surprise me
okay,
because Austin is like all your water is over those limestone springs, right?
right,
The
yeah,
water
we've
comes
got a
from those
limestone. Yeah, we've
aquifers.
got a limestone aquifer.
Hmm.
So
Yep. And so our water here comes out of the river, so it's not as hard. But when I lived in Iowa, it came out of the aquifer. And so
right,
it's really hard. And you guys have crazy hard water down there. Florida has some crazy hard
Yeah.
water. LA has some crazy hard
yeah,
water.
but our KH isn't that high,
Oh,
which
your
is
KH
weird.
isn't bad. Yeah, so different municipalities also do different things to soften the water a little bit, which
Yeah,
lowers the KH, which is what they do here. So my KH and GH are about 6, which is not bad. It's fine. But in Iowa, it was KH and GH of 22. Hard water.
and then
Very.
I think our KH raises a little bit in the winter,
Yeah.
or either that or I have it backwards. I'm
Yeah.
not
And
sure.
yeah, so Amisa says, so that's
Vibes,
why my
can you tell me?
14 KH is why some plants struggle. Yeah. Anything above, let's say 10 kh, I think it's kind of hard without CO2. There are some things that
Yeah.
will grow, but They will struggle. So Ekin says, Kelly, have you thought about RODY to cut the tap water? Yeah, I don't have anywhere to store the water. The way my house is set up is not great, and I just don't want to commit to that yet. I mean, obviously, when I set up this macroalgae tank, I will have to use RO water because
Oh yeah, that's right.
yeah, for salt water you have to. Yeah, I just don't want to do it. It's so easy to turn on the tap and
I
just hook up
know.
the Python, I just don't want to do it. I mean, I know if I did it, it would be easy and I could grow. There are species I can't grow even with CO2. They kind of tend to be species I don't really care about, though. There are a lot of stem plants that I
Yeah.
don't, and I'm not into stem plants really. I have a few stem plants, but I wouldn't say they're my favorite. So, you know, I'm happy where I'm at. But, if I were to move to a different place and have harder water than this, I might do RODI just because it's just like doing aquarium. It's just like doing planted tanks on hard mode to have harder water, It's just you get more algae. Your plants don't grow as well. So, yeah. RODIY. That's great. Yeah, stem plants need to be trimmed too often. That's right. I don't want to be trimming my rotalas every single week. Don't want to
So,
do it.
what plants would you recommend for outdoor ponds? Summer
Okay.
ponds.
Yeah. So I don't really like a lot of aquarium plants for ponds. I just don't think they're that interesting. I grow completely different things. I really like water lilies. I like the hardy ones. They're so easy. They're so beautiful. Their flowers are amazing, and they're so easy. Um, yeah, that's my favorite. I like lotuses. They're a little harder, I would say. There's kind of an art to those, and I'm still learning. Every year I get a little better at those. Purple pickerel rush is a really beautiful plant that is also native. That's a nice one. Lobelia cardinalis, which is cardinal flower. That's also native to the United States. It's got beautiful red flowers. What else do I like? For floating plants, I grow water hyacinth because it's legal in my state because we have hard
No
frost.
fair.
We have hard frosts here. You suffer through our winters and you can have it too. I mean,
Nah.
Meh.
it's a fair trade-off. So yeah, but is pickerel weed the same as pickerel rush? Yes, it is. And Corwick says corkscrew rush. That's also a nice plant, and that's one that they just have in your
Yeah.
garden center. You don't even have to get that from the pond section. You can just get it with the geraniums and petunias. So that's fun. I really like elephant ears. So
Yeah.
alocasia or colocasia, those are fun. I do those every year. Creeping Jenny is a nice plant. Every year I try different things to see if they'll work in a pond. Sometimes things will
Yeah.
surprise you. Last year I did some hardy hibiscus and
Mm-hmm.
they worked great. Anything that can tolerate wet feet, swampy conditions. So like if it's native to a prairie pothole, it can do okay in a pond. So, I'm looking for things that have great flowers, that have lots of color. And I'm crazy for
Irises.
water lilies. Irises are beautiful. There's flag irises are beautiful. There's one that's native to Louisiana. There's a really beautiful iris there. So those are cool choices too. There's so many cool plants. It's and I do completely different ones from in here because a lot of these don't have that exciting of flowers, and outside
Mm-hmm.
I'm all about flowers. So
And
yeah.
how do you get them? How do you get them to bloom regularly?
Oh, I fertilize like crazy, like mad. I mean, so my water
Are you using tabs or?
So a little of both. So when I pot up my water lilies, so they are potted in rigid plastic tubs. So I use like feed pans or, like you would feed chickens with, or I'll use like oil pans that are a little bit bigger, so like obviously clean ones, or buckets, rigid buckets, so that fertilizer is contained. It's not going to escape into the pond. I like land and aquatic fertilizer. I like pond tabs. And my water lilies, I fertilize them every other week to keep them going, to keep them blooming. They're heavy feeders. Marginals, sometimes I'll fertilize, sometimes I won't. Like stuff in my bog filter, I don't fertilize at all because I don't need my elephant ears to get any bigger. They're already like 5 feet tall.
Right. Okay.
They don't need to be bigger. I mean,
Right.
and they'll soak up anything that leaches out of the water lilies, you know. But yeah, regular fertilizer, and I use something made for ponds, so like any kind of pond tab works well.
Okay.
So Passing Wind says, I have an indoor pond that I just made a buoy filter for, and it has wild fern, banana trees, and various other plants. Well, that's pretty cool. Lots of things do well in ponds, you know. If it can tolerate wet feet, it can be a marginal. Red root floaters. I did some of those last year. Those are cool. They're cool. I've done that before. At a certain point, though, I have to clear out all of my floaters because everything must be for the water lilies. Those water lilies completely take over. And water lilies,
but those red root floaters and stuff like that will be taking up all of the extra nutrients in the water and stuff like that, and that'll help you control algae.
Absolutely.
But then when you need to clear them, you need to clear them, and if somebody else around you needs them, then you know, by all means, share.
Yeah, and my bunny will eat those. So, you know, it's food
nice.
for my bunny. So that's nice. My bunny also eats water hyacinth. So, because in the summer, like I'm pulling some of those out every day. So, yeah. But lots of cool plants. I highly recommend that book by Ted Coletti. It tells so many plants, lots of pictures, which water variety or water lily varieties are good ones to grow. Yeah. So Corework says, I'm starting this pond to get rid of the tiger lotus lily. I underestimated. Good luck getting rid of it because I pulled one over a year ago from this tank and I'm still finding runners all over the damn tank. I will never be free. It's a plant that once you have forever. Yeah. So, guys, I'm going to have to wrap this up because my laptop is going to die, and two, I got to go to bed soon. So.
Woo!
All right. Well, much love, my friend.
Yeah.
So Mike.
Yeah.
Before we head out, we got to the fish fam.
Hey, man. See me on June stream tomorrow night.
That's right.
I love you guys.
Oh, I love you guys too.
Awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Kelly.
This has been so fun.
Yeah. Thanks, Kelly. You're awesome. You rock. Keep it up.
Oh, thank you. You rock too. It's been a pleasure, guys. Thank you, everyone in chat. Thank you, moderators. You guys are awesome people. Thank you, replay crew. Thank you, lurkers. It's been great. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for being here. And hey, those watching replay, put it in the comment if you made it this far, a thumbs up with Kelly behind it. That we know you made it all the way through. You rock.
We want to know if you made it. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
And stay tuned for more live streams.
That's right. And get well soon. We hope you feel better soon.
Yeah, Nirvana.
Miss Nirvana.
Yeah.
Love ya.